write a good term paper. Because writing a term paper is a basic requirement for many academic courses, it is important for students to learn how to write a good term paper. Generally, a term paper is designed to discuss a certain issue, concept, or topic, and presents arguments pertaining to the subject. Here are the most basic steps in the writing process. 1. An interesting and relevant topic is a must. Choose a topic that you are enthusiastic about writing. Unless the topic is predetermined by your teacher, then you should venture on a topic that is not only educating, but useful as well. When selecting the topic you would like to write about, narrow it down so that you can make a good presentation. Broad topics like the economy are too wide to discuss. Reduce them to one particular position, such as the contemporary economic situation in America. Subjects that are highly technical in nature are not appropriate topics for a term paper. In case you are still in doubt of the topic you have picked, consult your teacher. 2. Do thorough research on your topic. Your research must be anchored on the topic you have chosen. The printed materials available in your school's library can be your main source of research. For example, turn to encyclopedias, dictionaries, atlases, almanacs, newspapers, and magazines. Visit your public libraries and relevant government agencies to gain a wider selection of reading material. You can also interview persons living in your community whom you believe are knowledgeable about your topic. Financial and economic analysts are your potential resource persons. The Internet is another good source of reading materials. When surfing, explore domains ending in the extension .gov, .edu, and .org, which tend to be reliable sources. As a precautionary measure, always review data you get from the Internet. If there is any way of verifying the materials you've gathered, then do so. It is very important that you make a detailed record on every material used, such as the name of the author, the book's title, date and place of publication, publisher, and the inclusive page numbers used. In case you are using the Internet, also take note of the URL and the date of creation and modifications of the web page. You will need all this data when you set up your citation page. 3. Formulate your thesis. This refers to your belief, position, or declaration on the topic, usually stated just in a sentence. For example, the America's economy remains stable despite losing AAA credit rating. You will discover that the larger part of your term paper is actually dealing with the arguments directly or indirectly supporting your thesis. 4. Provide an outline. You will consider 3 main parts in your outline. These are the introduction, body, and conclusion. Each major part must have subtopics. Your outline will serve as your roadmap by the time you start writing your draft. The introduction must primarily provide your term paper's thesis, the reason why you are writing on your chosen topic. Also, provide a brief explanation about the necessity and the usefulness of your term paper so that the readers will be interested in it. The body is important because it contains your data and strong arguments in relation to your thesis. Cite factual points and not just mere assumptions or premature ideas. In your presentation, keep your focus in expounding the thesis so that you won't end up writing unrelated statements. The conclusion is the summary of your chief arguments in relation to your thesis. Provide sufficient explanation about your conclusion. Make a way to restate your thesis to avoid monotony in your conclusion. 5. Begin writing your draft. The first draft is not supposed to be a heavy burden, as long as you make use of your outline. On the fair assumption that you have already noted, organized, and identified the important points from the materials you have gathered, begin writing your introduction, followed by the body, until you reach the conclusion. 6. Cite your sources. The importance of this aspect in your term paper is to duly acknowledge the writers of the materials you've used, and to avoid being charged in plagiarizing the work of other people. When you do so, follow the guidelines provided by your teacher on how to make citation, either endnote or footnote. 7. Revise and proof your draft. Revising includes the checking of facts and figures as stated, reorganizing of ideas if necessary, rearranging of statements if warranted, and providing additional information if needed. You need to assess the quality and the presentation framework of your paper as a whole. Proofreading means you verify clerical errors in your presentation. which includes spelling, grammatical errors, sentence construction, and punctuation. 8. Finalize your term paper and submit it. You can either type it or encode it. Today, all formal writings are printed on quality paper. Make sure that the physical appearance of your paper is tidy and attractive enough. You're finally done. You see, the art of writing is simple. Remember, these 8 steps will serve as your guide on how to write a good term paper successfully. You don't have to overdo your writings to make it impressive. Just stick to the key points and you will be fine. Happy writing!